Hey guys, how's it going? Stonehenge 2 here with the Alliance Celestial Avengers. Today we have war number 11 of season 56. We are facing off against Salty, so our hopes weren't super high going in, but we knew we had to win at least one of these last two final wars, maybe two of them to finish top 10. So we were going to give it our best for sure, like we do every war. But here I'm going to be taking path whichever path this is. Path 8 in section 1. I'm going to be using Bastion here against this Mantis. I'm going to just throw special ones, and I'm going to try not to let her throw special ones, but she threw it, so that was unfortunate. I do want to get to a special one before that sleep timer runs out. And I'm going to just throw it. I'm not going to bother heavying first because I don't want to get slept. There, she almost went red. That was a little bit sketchy. But yeah, so here my team is going to be Bastion, and I get smacked there in the face multiple times. I'll cover the team when I'm done with this fight. But yeah, so I heavy cancel into the special one there. I heavy canceled after the first hit for some reason, so I didn't get my disintegration. So I'm not sure why I did that. Then I get hit by a heavy attack. Been hit multiple times in this fight so far. I throw my special one there after the disintegration lands. I eat another combo. She goes red. I managed to get the perfect damage reduction. I have a special 3 defense boost, and it gets me down to like 8%. So, very terrifying. She's going to have that unblockable for a while now, so I'm probably going to try and wait this out if possible. I'm going to hit her block a little bit. Now it's back off. I should just need one, maybe two more special ones. I don't do the light attack before the special one there because it holds bad memories, and she did end up going down. So almost died there. It would have been quite tragic to die to a Mantis on the first node of the path. But here I'm going to turn Suicides back on, use some of the big health potions because it's a fairly big war, and like always I don't want to item out. So make sure Suicides are on. I'm going to move up here. I'm going to throw on the rest of my boosts. I only had a health boost on for that node because since it's Rage, I didn't want to hit the damage cap and then potentially have a full glancing fight. So here I'm going to be using Bastion for this gentle. I can't stun here, so I'm going to not really have any way to avoid the unstoppable. I just have to keep an eye out for the every 15 hits. There, I do manage to get the block up in time, so that was nice. Here, I ate the special one to the face because I suck at dexing it, apparently. But here I'm up to a special 2. I want to drop that. I get some decent crits in there, or decent damage in there. And I throw my special one. It's going to go into unstoppable. Luckily, he dashed into me there a little bit, and then the majority of the damage I took there was actually recoil damage. So I bait another special one. I eat that one to the face as well. Yep, just great skilled gameplay. And then that special one is enough to finish him off. So I eat multiple hits in my first fight. I eat multiple hits in my second fight. At least I didn't eat a special 3 as well in my second fight. And then here in section 2, I'm going to be taking this Wolf. My other two champs are Dazzler and Mole Man, by the way. I'm going to be taking one mini with Mole Man, and then I think one mini with Dazzler, and everything else is Bastion. So here I'm going to be using Bastion for this Wolf. When I have my infection charges active, it reduces the ability accuracy of energy DOT effects, so that should be nice. Going into this fight, For some reason, I was under the impression Bastion's regens were passive. And so I wasn't too worried about it there. I missed a parry. I triggered a Dex. I missed Dex, got comboed, and my regens both fell off at the same time there. So I'm going to eat a special 3 here. Wolf's special 3 places a passive rupture, and it places a stun. So luckily I didn't take too much damage, but I've got now 7 ruptures on me, now 8 ruptures on me. It pushes me red. I throw my special 3 here. I hope it does good enough damage to get me back to a special 1, and I can hopefully get a couple of special 1s off. But it didn't do basically anything at all. I'm ticking out from ruptures there. I do punish that for a little bit of power, but I'm not going to be able to take him down before the ruptures tick me out. So that was very, very unfortunate. I threw that really hard. If I hadn't eaten that combo, I wouldn't have panic thrown my special 2, and I wouldn't have eaten the special 3. And yeah, so that was 100% on me. Like, if I had known, or if I had remembered that the regens were active and not passive, I definitely would have been able to do better. But more or less, that was really shitty performance on my part. So next up, going back in against this werewolf, I want to build up to 30 of my infection charges. So I'm going to parry a few hits. I'm going to bait a special 2 here. I don't actually think I'm going to be able to get to 30, so I end up dropping my special 2, and then I should just be able to heavy cancel into special 1, and it should do pretty good damage. It's actually a lot less damage than I expected though, so I am going to have to get back to another special 1. And here, he's almost down. I do throw my special 1, didn't really get any damage from it, he only had 2%. So he ends up going down there. Was also scary. I'm down to, I think, 7 items now. And I'm going to have to heal for this fight. Yeah, so 7. I throw 1 big health potion in. I'm going to throw a combat regen on, I believe. Yeah. And then I'm going to deal with the hazard shift, hopefully. So this has one eye open. And Bastion can parry non-contacts. So I'm going to basically ignore one eye open for the most part. I'm going to try and only hit him once during the stun. And then I'm going to be parrying to build up my infection charges. So I've taken quite a bit of damage so far. Whenever I hit him in bleed phase and trigger regens though, and trigger a bleed on myself, I'm going to trigger a passive regen. I did forget that Zola is immune to ability accuracy reduction, which meant that I was not actually going to be reducing the chance that he places the regens on me. So that was definitely a oversight, but still, it's looking really bad right now. It's not looking super hopeful. But that special 1 does a lot of damage. It also puts 6 incinerates on me. I take recoil damage. So it's hurting, but I got some regens now, so I should be healing back up a little bit. And bait another special 1 there. I'm going to go in here. I think I throw... No, I don't. I should have probably thrown a special 1 there. Oh, I'm waiting out the incinerate phase because... yeah, it's done a lot of damage to me so far. Then I throw a special 1 into his block because I dash back before throwing it instead of just throwing it as he dashes in. So trigger a couple more incinerates there, but I really wanted to remove some of Zola's charges. And now I'm just going to be parrying, backing off, hoping that I survive long enough to get a couple more special 1s off. There, that does good damage. I trigger some more regens. I trigger recoil, so I only have 17% health left. not looking great, but if I can get another special one landed, I should be fine. And I do get a special one intercept there, and he goes down. So, very close. It was, I don't think it was necessarily so much a bad counter as it was a bad performance. So, I should have not hit and incinerate nearly as much as I did. In the end, it is what it is. I just really didn't want to get backed into the corner. And so next up, I'm going to be taking this Knull on node 42, and I'm going to be using Mole Man for this. And Mole Man does quite well here. Wiccan probably does better. I'd say Wiccan does better, but Mole Man does pretty good. You just have to dash back at the start so you don't lose all your monster mass when he hits you with his first unblockable hit. And then gotta watch out for the power snack node. So here, trying to bait a special 2. He does not like throwing special 2s. It was the same as the previous war. He would not throw a special 2 here the previous war either. So I try a heavy counter again, and it didn't work. I go ahead and drop my special 2 here. I'm down to 6 monster mass charges, and it's looking a little bit sketchy. I have to get a heavy counter here. I do manage to get the heavy counter, which was nice. And then I use Unstoppable for another heavy counter. And he does willingly throw that special 2, which was generous of him. Get one more heavy counter. I'm going to trigger my special 2 with the Unstoppable. Especially with the health that I'm missing, the extra attack is going to be nice. Trigger Power Snack once more, and then I'm not just going to go for it, actually. I do get another heavy attack off to refresh a little bit of my monster mass. And that special 2 is enough to kill him. So it was scary. I took a lot of damage. I almost died. Next up, I'm going to be moving on, though. I'm going to be taking this Photon on 48. I've taken this fight, I don't know, probably 8 or 9 times this season. Not all with Dazzler. I took it twice with Sable. I took it 2 or 3 times with, I think twice with Shuri. And then this is either my first or second time with Dazzler. I think it's my second time with Dazzler. And then I think there's a chance that I have her again here at the last war. I almost ate that special one to the face. It was a little bit sketchy there for a second. I didn't bother throwing a special one first. It may have been a mistake or accident, may not have. It doesn't matter a whole lot just because the safeguard on the node inhibits the special 2 quite a bit. So, just need to keep good Bane transfers and not get hit, and I should be good here. Not a whole lot to worry about in this fight. I dash in late, I get parried, I get something. Maybe I just hit her block and it stunned with my dazzling dash, and so I had to, and then I got hit from that. One way or the other, I got smacked in the face a couple of times. I had invuln charge or an invuln boost on, so it didn't really do any damage. But it did transfer Bane onto me, and now I don't have the safety net of invuln. Here, I want her to throw it there. She does throw it, that's nice. And get another Bane transfer. Her health is getting low enough now that the Bane transfers aren't as important. So, gonna bait that special one. I'll be able to throw my special to get her back up over a bar of power again. And then just bait another special one. It's just a very tedious fight. There's not really anything extremely tricky about it. It's just a matter of consistently not messing up. There, I get a good Bane transfer. She's almost down. Should just be about one more special 2, and she should go down. I'm going to throw my relic for an opening. Wait just a little bit so I can transfer that Bane. And then this special 2 either should kill or should get her very close to down. 1%. So now, just punish this and a couple of hits and she goes down. So managed to not die to that one. And then I have this Onslaught with Bastion. I've taken Onslaught bosses with Bastion a few times this season now. And this one's not going to be any different. Just build the special 2, throw special 1 afterwards, and he should go down. So, I'm low on potions. I wasn't really able to heal, or I could have healed all the way, but I figured the regens would top me up pretty good. And Bastion is a pretty hard counter to Onslaught here on this node. So, there, he gets his special 2 off. I just need to build up to 30 of my infection charges. And I could be parrying at this point if I wanted to. I didn't really bother with it. It doesn't matter that much to me. Whenever he triggers a crush on me, it's also going to give me a regen. And then I slow punish there and get heavied, or parried. So, get my special 2 off here. I'll heavy cancel into special 1. And it should do pretty good damage. So yeah, each one of those hits is hitting for, what, like 47k, I think? Pretty decent. I'll be able to heavy counter into another special 1 here. Remove his root so I don't have to worry about that afterwards. And then it should just be one more special 1 after this and he should go down. Unless my Furies fall off, in which case it'll probably be more than one more special 1. Managed to dex out of that. Got the heavy counter there, my Furies fell off. But we'll see if one more special 1 is enough to take him down. He does have 2 disintegration vulnerabilities on him. So that's going to help. But not quite enough, so bait out a special 2, and now one more special 1 is pretty much guaranteed to take him down. He's ticking down from the disintegration as well, and I get hit. I thought I was going to be at a special 1, and I was not. So he actually went down before the special 1. We did lose to Salty. We had a pretty rough war, and they had a great war. Salty has pretty much every war is a great war. But GG's to Salty. I'll show the individual battle groups. Battle Group 1 did quite well. Battle Group 1 had their roughest war of the season, I think. Battle Group 2 had 4 deaths, and then Battle Group 3 had 3 deaths. So that'll be it for this one. I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.